what propelled you to want to become an equine assisted coach?
So there were two factors. My lesson horses, which have served me for 20 years, they are getting older. And as much as horses like to graze out in the field, they still like a purpose, they still like interaction, they still like to be needed. And I think when I say needed, they like to be a part of. Like people, you like to be loved, you like to be a part of, you like to know that somebody's there for you. So when I was teaching, I had, as I said, a few of these children that were a bit wayward. And something inside of me said, how can I do more than just give them riding lessons? Because my riding lessons would turn out to be 30 minutes of more so mentoring than actually giving riding instruction. It would be, well, how do you feel on the horse? What's happening inside of you? What's making you feel that way? Where does that come from? So I was doing that before I even attended your course. And then for me, it's a win-win because my horses, when they retire from riding, will still have a purpose. And I will still be able to give back and do things with, be it adults or children. But I will be able to give back to the community when the horses are no longer rideable. So I will still be able to do that. But I was originally, I was doing a lesson with, it was a woman actually. And I tend to have a lot of riders that come to my door that have either fallen off or lost their confidence or are just wanting to start riding again. And they always seem to land at my doorstep. So fear seems to be the catalyst for them coming to me. So when I was working with them, there was a lady that came with her friend and she was in with a psychiatrist. I didn't know this. She did tell me that she was in with a psychiatrist. And she said to me, you do know you can get paid to do that. And I said, do what? And she said, what you just did. I said, I do. I get paid for the riding lesson. And she said, that wasn't a riding lesson. She said that was an entire coaching session. So that's when I did a lot of research. And then I found you, and you were the only person that wished me luck in my journey to coaching. You weren't sign up now and you get this and you get that. You were the only person that cared, and you were the only person that said, if my program is not for you, then I wish you luck in your journey. And I'm like, nope, that is exactly where I need to be, on your doorstep. So that's how I came to be with you. And I looked, Pam, I looked at many. I looked at many. And then after I spoke to you, I'm like, yep, nope, this is just where I need to be.
Yeah. And what's really cool is I've seen now, because we've connected here and there over, the last couple of years here. And I love hearing your stories, like how you're in flight, you're going back overseas, and then you're in flight and you meet this man on the plane.
Oh, yes.
Start talking,
Dr.
and it's like, that's the way it happens.
Yep.
Your gates, your doorways, your thresholds, everything starts to open up. And so you met this man. So if you could just expound a little bit about that story and how that came to be.
I can. So you had told us to partner with a therapist or to find somebody that we could help either refer clients to, and or if they had clients that were stuck on the conventional couch, to come out and experience Equus coaching and perhaps get them unstuck. So I was on a flight back from Turkey in Germany. I had got lost on an email thread. My seat allocation was wrong. And I went and sat down and I'm calling Lufthansa, and Lufthansa like, oh, look, I'm sorry, the gate's open now. We'll just have to board you. This gentleman was trying to upgrade to business class. and wasn't able to upgrade to business class. So when we go and we get on the plane, and now we're sitting next to each other. So in all of this, my emails got lost. The bank didn't confirm the upgrade. And he is trying to rearrange his seat and is unable to. So the two of us are sat next together in seats that we didn't want to be in. And then we start talking. You know, you're on an airplane, you do.
Mm-hmm.
And he lives 45 minutes from me. And he said, absolutely, the work that you believe in, you know, he said, I'm fully conversed in that myself. And he is also a psychotherapist, but he's also a coach, and he believes in transformation. And the problem with this work is finding somebody clinical that believes in what you do. And that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But he did. So he said to me, he said, this is intention. He said, you were meant to sit next to me today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fabulous that I'm halfway around the world and he lives 45 minutes. He came to visit. He's very spiritual. And he gave me, I asked him, you know, I'm like, are you following religion? And he's like, no, I'm just spiritual. I love the Native American stuff. And I actually asked him, I said, well, you know, I'm looking for something, a daily prayer that I'm missing. So he sent me one, and I will forward it to you, Pam. It's beautiful. It's a gratitude prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I have a daily gratitude journal. And oh, I'm so happy with it. I really am. But isn't that the power of the universe? I had looked and was trying to find people, and I'd sent a couple of emails, and you know how nobody responds to you. And I'd left a couple of voice messages, nobody responds to you.
Yeah.
And then I'm sat on an airplane half the way across the world, and he's like, oh, absolutely, I will work with you.
Mm-hmm.
So how amazing is that?
Yeah. Yeah. That
That's
is
the universe
amazing.
bringing it together for you.
Yeah. And that's something I learned that I've lived through, that I've experienced, because when I worked in the corporate world, the modality of partnering with horses, it literally fell into my lap. And then I took that leap of faith, as they say. You know, I got out of the comfort zone and I traveled to Arizona for, I think, 2.5 years. And then from there, everything just started opening up. And there's something about being with horses, they open you up to other worlds, different worlds that you never would have imagined. They connect us. To me, they're the connectors, you know, they're the healers, they're the coaches, you know, they actually have, you know, I'm an apprentice of them. You know, I think, you know, for a lot of horse people, they're in our blood. You know, I
I
would
agree.
even say they're in our bones, because handed down generationally, you know, as they say, we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for the horse in
Wouldn't.
so many different ways, you know, so.
I find them, and when I think about it, and I say that they are soul finders. They'll
Yeah,
help you find your soul. They really
they
will.
do.
They
Yeah.
will.
And they get you
And they
into your body. They embody
it
you.
is.
The somatics, yeah. You know,
It is.
the heart and all that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
Bruce's son Stowe, you know, we come back, we'd been out all day, and he's like, okay, and he sits at the table, and I'm like, horses first? He's like, what? I said, they eat before we do. He's like, oh. So we had to turn around 20 horses, and then we came in and had dinner.
yeah.
They teach you empathy and consideration for other beings.
Yes. And helping us get out of ourselves. Because when you help
Yes,
somebody else too, there's a lot of value in that. And you feel good, you
you
know?
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you do.
So we gotta end the audio, the video here. I mean, I could go on forever, but thank you so much.
No, thank you. And thank you for all your guidance. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Look forward to hearing more stories, you know, on your
Wonderful.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Okay.
Well, thank you, Pam. I'm very
Thank
grateful.
you.